In the high desert of northern New Mexico, if you listen carefully, you just might hear something more than the wind. It's the underground sound of a man obsessed. His name is Rob Paulette, who for the past 25 years, with only his dog for company, has been scraping and shaping New Mexico's sandstone into man-made caves of art. Do you think you're obsessed with cave digging?
Would you call a child being obsessed with play? You wouldn't use that word obsessed. You know, when you're doing something you love and are drawn to it, you want to do it all the time.
So this is sort of the cave staircase, huh? Yeah. He calls them his wilderness shrines, massive in scale, poetic in their design. If his work takes your breath away, well, that's just what he hoped it would do.
I see this as an environmental project. I'm trying to open up people's feelings.
So you call this one what?
I call this the Tree of Human Kindness.
This small opening pales in comparison to the cavern he's dug inside. How long did this take?
Close to 900 hours.
900 hours?
Yeah.
You wanted, though, the sense of sort of being enveloped by a tree.
Yes.
He sees himself as a magician, playing with space, both big and small, who creates what he calls the cave effect.
It has a lot to do with the juxtaposition of opposites, the sense of being underground with light streaming in, the intimacy of being in a cave, yet the columns end up very large, sometimes 30, 40 feet high.
He has no degree in sculpting, he's not a structural engineer, and he's not an architect. He's simply a man who found his passion.
Most of the wonder that I feel is in the actual making of the caves. Once they're made,
You move on.
I move on if I want fresh wonder.
He's found that fresh wonder digging about a dozen caves so far, most commissioned by nearby residents who want a piece of livable art. What was here before you started digging?
Well, there was just hillside.
This cave along the Rio Grande River even has power, a wood floor, and a colorful bathtub with running water. It took Paulette 2 years to dig. He charged a mere $12 an hour in labor. You don't do this for the money. You're not getting rich off making these beautiful places.
No, it's the process. You know, I'm having the time of my life. You can see the way they're offset here.
Amazingly, Rob Paulette's designs have been largely unnoticed. Until recently, that is.
I use only hand tools, shovels, mattocks, scrapers.
A documentary filmmaker heard of the caves and spent 3 years following Paulette as he dug. The result was Cave Digger, a film so unique it was nominated for an Academy Award.
I'm in the big time now, so now.
Suddenly, Rob Paulette was a caveman with a following. So I take it in your career as in real estate, you've never really had to sell caves before.
This is definitely a first.
Realtor Tom Abrams is now selling 2 of Paulette's caves, along with the 200 or so acres around them, for close to $1 million. But Paulette won't see any of that money. It all goes to the seller. Does it ever get lonely up here, doing all this work?
You know, I'm never lonely.
He agreed to show us his latest project.
This is the largest thing I've ever done.
He calls it his magnum opus.
I'm taking all the things that I've learned in all the other caves over the years and finally getting an opportunity to experiment with gilding the lily.
His plan is not only to just carve, but paint these sandstone walls, creating what he hopes will be a healing retreat, a community gathering place, complete with a waterfall.
Half this room is going to be a pool.
Oh my God.
And they'll be seating around the bottom.
At 67, he'll be well into his 70s before he shares this cave with the world. He hopes those who come here will find in its solitude what Ra Palette already has, a sense of peace and purpose. If there was one simple thing you wanted people to take away from being in one of your caves, what would it be?
At least a moment or a length of time in which they had a deeper feeling and deeper understanding of themselves and life.